Oleksii Reznikov has been dismissed as the Ukrainian defense minister, and this comes after a clearly long and uneasy spell in that role. President Zelensky made this announcement in his nightly address on Sunday, and he said it was time for new approaches in the defense ministry and for other forms and formats of interaction with the defense forces and with society itself. A rather loaded remark. This move had become imminent over the past few days, most certainly. Reznikov himself had been saying that he was considering or being considered for other roles within government. So not an outright dismissal, but a relocation to some relatively peripheral position as defense minister, and that's a position that he had occupied since before the invasion of last year. Reznikov clearly has been in the thick of decision making, and he has been in the front line of very crucial decisions on supplies of weapons and other needs for the forces. But this position has long been precarious. Early in February this year, a very senior leader said that Reznikov has been replaced as defense minister by Kirill Budanov, the head of the military intelligence, the very powerful and influential head of military intelligence. That reported move then followed a number of corruption scandals in defense supplies, but that reported move really did bring a rapid reversal if indeed that decision had been taken, and it does seem likely that it was. It did then seem likely that a decision, however briefly, had been taken. Reznikov has now been replaced by a rather unlikely figure, the relatively little known Rustem Umerov, and he has been running the State Property Fund. Clearly not a frontline military position, and Umerov is now in a role that has never been as frontline as Ukraine now seeks to push the Russians back in a counteroffensive that so far has been going slower than anticipated, but with new moves underway. It's hard not to see Budanov as critical to this decision to replace Reznikov. Ukrainian forces have of late begun to strike deep into Russia, even, and this is what Budanov says, from positions within Russia, and clearly he did not spell out where and how. This conflict is without doubt taking a new turn, and that's clearly been driven by Budanov. It seems very likely that Umerov now will be in closer sync with Budanov than Reznikov was. Of the two critical sides to defense, tactical and procurement, Reznikov was clearly stronger on the latter. He was the principal front for securing all that new weaponry from NATO countries that really rolled in quite busily this year. On tactical matters, roles are necessarily shrouded in secrecy, but by all indications, it is Budanov and his tactics that have begun to prevail more and more, and for which Budanov no doubt would have sought a freer hand and probably now has it. Over the past few days, Ukrainian forces have reported some success in breaching the first line of Russian defenses in the south. This, of course, is not confirmed objectively by any sources on the ground. The new push will, in any case, now come under a new defense leadership.